The pandemic robbed 2 years of the Indian students' school life. And when the schools reopened, children dusted off their bags and returned to schools, posing a fresh challenge for the teacher. While the students' enrollment increased to more than pre-pandemic levels, their learning gap had widened. The Annual Status of Education Report, or ASER 2022, a household survey conducted across 616 rural districts, has just confirmed that the students' foundational skills in reading and arithmetic had regressed. The national level survey shows that despite school closures during the pandemic, the overall enrollment figures, which have been above 95% for the past 15 years, for the 6 to 14-year age group, increased from 97.2% in 2018 to 98.4% in 2022. The report also mentioned that government schools have seen a sharp increase in children enrolled from 66% in 2018 to 73% in 2022, reversing another trend of a steady decrease in student enrollments since 2006. So, what does this really mean?
The findings, there are two main areas of findings of the ASER 2022 report. One is on the enrollment side, and the other is on the learning side. And I actually see both of these, rather than being negative findings, actually quite positive findings. We were almost close to universal enrollment even in 2010 when Right to Education came into effect. So this is, to me, the fact that the pandemic didn't interrupt this. The second big thing in the enrollment is that we are seeing a huge increase in government school enrollment.
According to Wadhwa, the government schools have done well in distributing textbooks as well as midday meal ration during and after the pandemic. This, she believes, may have been crucial in increasing government school enrollment. The challenge for government schools would be to now retain this enrollment. But this growth was not without its challenges.
In 21-22, only 37% of government and aided schools had computers. In fact, the number of schools with computers has declined compared to the previous year, and 27% had an internet connectivity. So while we were trying to find ways of ensuring that children continue learning, which is of course hard when you don't have the infrastructure, plus we know that for younger children, it's really hard to do online classes in the same way. So considering all of that, I think ASER does have relatively good news that it's not as bad as it could have been.
But the drop in learning ability is a concern. The basic reading ability of school students across all classes has dropped to pre-2012 levels, while basic math skills have declined to 2018 levels.
Yes, indeed, we see some learning loss. But these numbers hide a lot of things. One is they hide the variation across the country. In some sense, the learning loss kind of had happened, and what you're seeing is recovery. So for other states, I don't know how low it went, right, in terms of to be able to say. So here again, in fact, I see these numbers more as a story of recovery rather than a loss. But having said that, there has been a loss. Now, the thing is that now that a national goal has been set, the momentum is there. States are already moving and different states have put in different initiatives to deal with this. And I feel that if they hadn't done this, we would have seen a much bigger learning loss. So I do believe that there has been a recovery.
Kapoor, highlighting the report's implication on the impending budget, also believes that the current fiscal year has been a good year for the education budget. This year saw the largest budget allocation for Samagra Shiksha scheme, which was launched in 2018. Total allocation for the scheme so far has been nearly 38,000 crore rupees. Almost 27% of the budgeted allocation for the current fiscal is aimed at improving the quality of educational infrastructure. Since education is a concurrent subject and a large portion of the state budget goes towards paying teachers' salaries, the central fund plays a crucial role. And this is why Kapoor says that the Samagra Shiksha scheme is crucial for states.
Samagra Shiksha is the biggest platform. It is going to be the way that the union government can ensure that there is enough finances for states to focus on the things that they need to. See, I don't necessarily think that it's only a question of large amounts of money being pumped into education. It is also about making sure that children have that space and interaction with teachers. You have enough teachers for the number of children. You're able to talk to children based on their requirements, and teachers themselves are trained enough to be able to handle this gap in learning that we've seen.
Experts believe that the report, despite flagging the dip in the learning ability of students, actually indicates the robust recovery in wake of the post-pandemic reopening of schools. However, if this recovery is to be complete, the government will have to do more than pumping money into the country's educational infrastructure. They must also push for a comprehensive development of the teaching space in India's classrooms through policy innovations.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.